Good morning, everyone. Am I audible? This is Arvind from SmartBridge. So from today onwards, I'm going to continue the sessions. Good morning. So I hope that you know the prerequisites of this generative AI. So you know about basics of deep learning and machine learning. If not, we'll discuss in deep while going with the generative AI. Okay. So let's discuss what is the things going to cover and what is the generative AI. So in this session, I'm going to cover. So what is generative AI generally? Okay, and we'll see what it can do and what it will allow the things. You will make sure the things clear with the generative AI. Okay. Give me a minute. I'm going to share my screen. So if you have any issue or you are facing or you are unable to understand, if you are facing things, please let me know. Feel free. I'll discuss and we'll understand the concepts. Okay. While I'm moving, if I'm moving very fast or things you are not able to understand, you are missing any of the concepts, let me know. I'm just going to revise it once again with the different examples. Okay. I hope these things is clear. If not, just let me know. Okay. Are you able to see the screen? Is it visible? Today I'm going to give this introduction to generative AI. So why it is started, from where it has been started. So why we need to go through the generative AI. So why it became nowadays much popular compared to other things. So in the previous, we have seen that in the past 10 years back. So the thing is all controlled by software engineers and software development and full stack. Python, these things are when ruled, right? So, but from past 2 years, from 2022, generative AI has been changed complete overview, right? So it has become one of the most popular technology while they are learning, and one more that cybersecurity has also become more popular. So in that part, we are going to learn this generative AI with the practical knowledge. That's quite good, right? So what we are going to learn in this course. So why we need to learn only the generative AI? So what is the basics things you need to know about coming to this generative AI? So just let me give an thing is that, so this generative AI has been started from where? So let me share things and we'll discuss in detail. I'll go through the PPT, you'll get to know and you'll understand easily and clear. Okay. So we'll discuss what is a generative AI. Okay, what is a generative AI? Why we need to consider how generative AI going to work. So generally, how the human going to work. In that way, we are going to see how this generative AI is going to work. Okay, how this machine is going to work. In that format, we'll discuss in detail a background of this generative AI and capabilities of generative AI. So what is the capabilities? Means, see, for every person, they're going to have some uniqueness, right? So you can take as your friends. So he's going to have some unique talent. You are going to have some unique talents. Both are not going to be compared, right? So like that, this generative AI is also have some unique features. What is that? Also we'll discuss. Right? Okay. Why we need to, where these generative AI are generally using? Okay. So if we learn this generative AI, so where we can use this? So this generative AI you can use anywhere, wherever you want. You'll get to know after finishing this complete course. You'll get to know so how it is going to work and where it is going to use. For example, you will see around you are going to see some lot of problems. The people are going to face a lot of issues and problems day by day. So you can create your own problem. It's like, for example, you have seen that. So, okay, here is a problem. For example, there is a GHMC which is running by the government. They're going to clean our city, right? So they're going to clean our city. So you have a thought that why won't we introduce an application that will help the people to clean our city in a more faster and required format? Okay, just what you'll do, and you'll just start thinking what are the application I want to create and how to solve this problem. So what are the I need to add some requirements. So how the people need to take this application into their mind and how they're going to update. For example, you in your colony, in your area, there is a huge dust. Every day you'll see the huge plastic dust nearby your area. So no one will take care about that. So why won't we introduce an application that will help with the generative AI, which will suggest you that you can follow these steps to clean your area. So you can go with the GHMC by contacting or take some pictures and post it in that application, or you can intimate. So you need to fill the gap between public and the GHMC. So what will happen? So your city and your surroundings going to be clean, I mean, right? So like this, you can introduce these models, these generative AIs, can any of the problem statement. How? And we will discuss that in a further cases. So application in different sectors, right? So what we discuss, so we are interested to clean our city, make our clean as much Bharat, right? So in that way, you need to think what are the problem, the surroundings generally the public are facing. So you need to capture, and that is a new problem. No one is going to try that, right? It may try. You need to update. For example, there is an issue with the traveling. Issue with the traveling. For example, there is some people who daily travel daily 1-2 hours to reach their office. Okay, you found that this is a problem in nearby my area. Every day they are traveling by 1 hour daily to reach their office. So, what a unique idea I can replace that. It will help the people to reduce their time or comfort. You can manage, right, with the less cost efficiency compared to other services which are providing right now, like you can say that Uber, Rapido, City Flow. There are a lot of applications which is helping to the customers that they can travel comfortably by paying this amount, right? So this is a problem, and you also have some solutions. Daily you are traveling by alone. Okay, you can have someone to your company, so you can share their ride and you can share their cost too. So you can take this as a problem statement where nearby you, and you have already existing application. You have Rapido, Uber. So why they are going to consider your application? Means you need to add some more update to that. Means like you need to add some more unique features. You need to add some more unique solutions to that. So then only the user is going to come with. They're going to take your application. They're going to use, right. So it is going to benefits in a two way that you're going to work on that problem statement, and you can create a wonderful apps, and you can generate huge money. After that, you can provide a comfortable journey to the public, right? So this is the way you need to think. This is a problem statement, how generally you need to think and you need to solve. If you follow the previous one, for example, you are searching to, you are interested to build a model. Model is nothing but an application where will act as like a future predictor. Means like you're going to predict your some future based on the previous data. So what they will do, they'll collect the data, and they'll just store in a different formats in the websites. So you'll download the data and you'll take the data, you'll train the model, and you'll solve the problem. So is there anything you need to add some uniqueness? You need to add some uniqueness to your project. Then you can be you can introduce yourself as a uniquely to any of the company or else any of your client. Is it the thing? So in that way, you need to think. So we'll see that where are the different sectors you're going to use this generative AI. Guys, I hope this things is clear, right? So if you are facing any issues, please let me know. Let's get started. So what is the first thing you think? So how when you hear generative AI? This is my question, guys. So how you when you wonder that when you first hear this name of generative AI? So anyone? So when you hear, the first thing is what is generative AI. So when you hear the name of generative AI, so what you would think, and when you hear that. Okay, next. Think. think that when you first hear, okay, the new tool introduced into market, so the name is that generative AI. So like this, or else your friends is going to say, okay, this is a tool introduced newly, just you can go through it. So someone is going to say that, okay, nowadays the generative AI became more popular. So sometimes they, what is generative AI? Right? You're going to wonder, right? So when did you hear that? So okay, that's good, great. Shita, okay, using to create something that is artificial intelligence. Okay, tried something new. Swasti, so she said that from existing data set. So what the model is going to do from existing data set? Okay, try someone. When do you hear this generative AI? So what do you think about that? Okay, Rajendra, a type of AI that can create new content. Okay, that's good. Sanjay, it's a type of artificial intelligence. That's good. Okay. Generate a unseen data, okay, from the learned patterns. Train model which generate unique and a new content, okay, and new content. Yes, these all are the things are absolutely correct. So what is the thing? So we'll discuss. So I'll share one of the example. Okay, when I was last few years ago, I was just working on some projects. Okay, generally I'm just working on a project. So I'm just working on different like deep learning, machine learning, all these concepts. I'm just working on a project. So one of my friends said, just while talking with my friend, just he said that, okay, new tool was introduced into the market. Have you explored it? So he asked generally. So have you explored this new tool which was introduced in the market? So I was wondering. So what is the tool? I haven't used. What is that, bro? I just asked him. So he said that. So the name is ChatGPT, right? So he said that the name of the tool is ChatGPT. Go to Google and search for ChatGPT. It will open an application. Just log into that. So here the uniqueness of that tool is nothing but whatever the question you ask, whatever the question you have, what are the query you have, you can ask. That is going to return there itself as a like text. Oh, nice. It's one good thing. So in whereas search engines, what we generally do, if you search any of the things, so for you want to solve a simple mathematics sum. So if you are facing issue, just you search in search engine, what it will do? It will give the n number of websites. It will give n number of websites. You can go through it, so you will find your answer. So you'll just go to that website and you'll search, okay, is that correct answer? Is that correct answer? So every time you need, if not, just you need to go back and you need to go for other websites. So here, no need to do that. If you have any issue, just give a comment how you're going to ask your teacher. You can ask him in that way. So he is going to explain the thing. So what is the steps, how to solve this sum, right? It's a wondering thing. Just I heard and started exploring that. So in 2022, that OpenAI has introduced this ChatGPT, so which became one of the popular thing, right? So in that way, when you have seen here this name ChatGPT, right? Okay, so after that, just I have wondered and started exploring the ChatGPT. So I started. So what is this ChatGPT? What is the tool they are using to generate like how humans going to communicate to with the other person? So in that same format, this generative AI is also doing the same. The ChatGPT is also doing same thing. Just what are the text I'm asking? Just it is replying. So who are you means I'm just a AI model which has been generated by this company. Okay, so what you will do? I will give you information about the things what you are asked, which are the train. Okay, when you the company has introduced you into the market in 2020 of a year, just introduced to the market. So in that way, it is communicating the same how this generally we will go for support systems, right? So when you go to some portals like e-commerce website like Amazon, Flipkart, Mintra, you're going to say they're going to have some bots, chat bots like support team. So if you ask any question that my product haven't delivered, so what it will do? Okay, what is your product name? You have other queries. If you have, please select from these things you have any issues with the product. In that way, it is going to generate right same format, but this tool is quite different because it's not just asking like a bot. It is just saying that so explaining like complete how the human is going to communicate. In that way, it is discussing with us, right? So what are the question you ask, then it is going to give. So at that time, just I have started this exploring this generative AI. That is the thing. So what this generative AI can do? What this generative AI can do? We'll see some examples. So generative AI, now when was it is became popular, so they introduced n number of models into the market. So okay, so this OpenAI company has introduced ChatGPT. Okay, so after that they introduce one more model that will generate your imaginations. For example, you had a dream yesterday. So you have some clues. That yesterday in my dream I just seen that one aeroplane is just going through the from my top of my building. So this is the thing you have. So you can give the prompt to that model. You can give that as information to the model. Based on that information, it can generate the images. It can generate them. Now you can also try that. Just go to ChatGPT and give the information that this is a thing, just please create image means it is going to generate image. So the background of ChatGPT, they're going to use the model name is DALL-E E2. Okay, these are the one of the model which is going to generate the images background, right? Okay, this is a model for this is one of the generative model which will do the image generation from text. So what are the text you're going to give? That text is going to understand by the model and model will generate the image. Okay. Next, coming to ChatGPT. Yes, till now we discussed about this ChatGPT. So what this ChatGPT will do? It will generate the text. So how you will communicate to the user in that way, it will generate the text, right? So fake news and deep fake. So we'll discuss this, what this fake news and deep fake means. So it will analyze that is the news are real or fake, and it will deep fake also it's going to check that the image has been generated or it is a real image. So in that way also it will work. So we can use in many industries. That we will see in upcoming sessions. And creating a realistic simulations. So how was your dreaming in your dream? Okay, you are just give a complete prompt. Okay, so it's going to make it as a realistic. You can't imagine that is this models going to generate in that format, right? So how you explain in that format, it will generate the realistic content. Automated content creation. So no need to write huge number of stories. For example, you want to make a content for your channel. So for example, you are running your YouTube channel. So you want content like storytelling or in some news you need to give to the people. So what when you no need to do that. Just if you give a simple prompt, it's going to generate all the things for you, right? So it can make timetables, it can give you schedule your timings. So n number of works, this generative AI will help you to do your task smarter. So recently that Sundar Pichai, one of the interview, he said that so this generative AI is not going to replace any humans jobs right now. So what are the we are you can hear that. So we are losing a number of jobs due to this generative AI. So they are saying that the people is saying that so no generative AI will not replace any of the jobs for us, but it will help to do some creative tasks. So it will help us to do things in creative way format. So it will suggest you that to do the task in a different unique way. Is that it? So this is a generative AI generally will do. Okay, so we'll discuss some more in deep. Okay. So you can see here. So what are the when they introduce this model? So it has become more popular. So wherever the industries these models generally we can use. What are the types of models we have? So coming to the text model like GPT, you can take Gemini. So you can have Mistral, you can have Claude. Okay, you have Llama. So there are a number of companies they introduce their own models, right? So coming to the text models, so you can do market content. So what you can do, so you can market your company means you want to campaign your advertisement. So in that way it will help. So it's going to give some suggestions like do in this format, then your sales is going to be increased. So in that way it is going to suggest some unique ideas, and it will generate mails. For example, you want to write a daily mail to the client or else daily updates about your manager. So every day, so today I did this, I just talked to the client, I just finished the task. So you need to specify, or else you can automate that. Just this is my prompt, just write a mail to my manager updating my about my work. So it is going to generate complete mail. Direct, you can click on send, it is going to finish, right? And you can explore in the Google. They have added Gemini to that mail, so no need to write your home. And just if you give the prompt to that Gemini, it will write mail for you, right? So see that too. Okay. And creative writing, so like storytelling, movie clips, you can write your own imagination stories. What are the prompt you're going to give? That it will create your imagination things, right? So that way also this model will help you. And translation. So what is a translation? So you are just traveling from one country to other country, or you are just traveling from one state to other state. So there is going to be compulsory. There is a issue with the language. So you can use Gemini, you can use Google translators, which will convert that your voice to other language voices. You can convert that your text into other language text. So it will help in translating the language from other language. And legal and technical texts. So it will help in the legal. So for example, law, the terms you need to follow. In that way also, it will help. And news articles and summarization. For example, there is huge big text. Okay, you want to read a 10 pages of PDF. So it will take much time, right? So you don't have time. So what you will do? Just copy that and just you will pass that text to the generative AI. So it will summarize complete thing. So it will give the important topics and things from that data. And also if you ask any question from that also, it can give the information. So in that way also, you can use this text models. Whereas coming to the video, so in upcoming days, it will also become one. It will going to become one of the popular GenAI model. Why? Because see, so when the text models introduced, it became popular. Why? It is going to give the response there itself, and you can solve a number of questions there itself, right? And for example, coming to image model, so we are generating n number of images. Why? We need some requirements, or else you want to convert the images into videos, or else you want to present that images in unique way for your presentations. So, or else your imagination is going to convert into images. So, in that way. So these videos also will become one of the more popular. You can see in upcoming days that YouTube, if you search the YouTube, so you can't find which video is real and which one is just generated by AIs, because they will make that difference. That you can't find. So in that way, they're going to generate the realistic images, videos. Okay, then they will create cartoon images. So there is no need to go with the animator. Means who is going to build this animation tools using some tools. They're going to design some characters, right? So without that, you will specify the prompt. Then definitely this model is going to build that character for you. So there is no need of animator, right? So in the upcoming future, but right now it will take time, because if you want to build only the text model, you need to train with a huge amount of data. Okay, terabytes, petabytes, hectabytes amount of data you need to train your model to build this text model. Then coming to the video model, how much data you need to give to generate this type of videos, right? So it will take much time to generate videos. So you can see the further. And also you can see nowadays some of the social media platforms, they are using AI generated videos, right? And video editing, video game development, video summarization, and VR and AR also. The gaming field also entirely is going to change complete gaming field. So you can play directly with the AI, so which will give the heavy competition to you. So it will teach you to how to do some tricks and things, right? So while you're playing, it will suggest you, okay, move this coin or move that coin. So it will suggest you tricks and it will help you to learn things easily. Okay. Image generation. So already discussed image generation. It will do a number of things. Like for example, you gave a small baby kid image, it will convert that image things to after 60 years, how is the baby is going to look like, right? So in that also this image will play a crucial role. And code generation. So it will not going to affect the main right now, the software developers, but it help to them make some more creativity. So in replacing this code, I can use a number of codes, right? So that we may not be known, right? So while you are generating some code, you are writing some code, right? Like for example, let me give an example, just simple code you are writing for Python, like prime number. Okay, you are just interested to collect the prime numbers from list of numbers. You'll write your code, and what you do, can I make this logic into two more lines? Means it need to write only in 1-2 lines. You wrote just that in 4-5 lines. That content need to be just modified into 1-2 lines. So if you give that prompt, the model will generate that in a two lines code, right? So in that way, it will use some techniques and it is going to generate. It will help you to consume less code and less memory, right? So it will help in that. And music also, you can see that nowadays that people are generating audios, right? So they will just add some celebrity audio and just voice, and they'll make some music too. So that means that this music platform also, this will play the crucial role. And speech, coming to this is a thing, speech recognition, text to speech. So if you give any text, that is can convert into speech. If you give a speech, that can it is going to convert into text, right? And virtual assistants and voice cloning, so voice synthesis. So it will do a number of things. It will explain the audio. So for example, you want to teach to the students with the like episode by episode. So you're just running. So you can generate, you can give the content. You are not interested to showcase your voice. So what you will do, just you will hear the content that will is going to convert to speech. Like I'll give an example that you can use 11 labs, so which will help you to synthesize your audio, right? And coming to 3D, so it is going to play a crucial role in game development and game environments. So animation field, right? So it will that also this AI, generative AI, play crucial role. So these are the different areas you can work. Okay, you can explore the things of using different platform. So when you are working on a project, try to get a unique idea. Okay? Try to get it from your surroundings and make sure that things you are going to implement that using generative AI. So it will gonna become one of the most things. So uniquely you can present your project. Okay. Okay, till now we discussed the examples of generative AI. So then what is generative AI? So what is generative AI? So here you can see the three pictures, right? So you can see the three pictures. So what you are able to understand from these three pictures? Anyone? What are the things you are able to understand from these three pictures? What this generally these three pictures are discussing about? It's like anyone? Training, okay. Yeah, that's right. The robot interaction between human and AI everywhere market using the NLP. Yeah, that's everything what we said is correct. Because see, in these three pictures, we are discussing a number of things. Means that things like it may be NLP, it may be models, it may be predictive model, it may be neural network model. So these all the things is going to be used in artificial intelligence. So this is the main branch, like it is a main branch artificial intelligence. In that we are going to have machine learning, in that we are going to have the deep learning, in that we are going to have generative AI. So these things is going to work in the artificial intelligence. So this is the main artificial intelligence going to play the key role of doing all these things. Okay, let's see what is a generative AI. So let me define the what is generative AI. So if someone asks that you are just going through the generative, okay, what is mean by generative generally? Can you explain in a simple term? Is you can use a class of machine learning models that learn underlying patterns and training data, then generate a new data that has similar characteristics. You need to specify these things. It's going to generate new content with a similar characteristics, right? It's not going to give that random, right? It's not going to generate random things. It's going to generate the things in a similar characteristics. What you train based on that, it is going to generate. For example, you are trained a model based on text, using some text. So you use from social media and you use from web search. So articles, you are search from a number of things, you collected the data and just you are trained that model. So what it will do, it's not going to generate images, it's going to generate the content because you are generated on the text, right? So what are the data you're going to specify? In that it is going to get some similar patterns and things and it will generate the new content. So how this is going to happen? How this is going to happen? So generally if you are a human, if we are the humans, so what we'll do if we ask someone is going to ask the question. So if you know that what is generative, you're going to say, they'll ask what is cyber security. So you have basic idea like cyber security is going to have thing like a generative AI, it will protect our data, it will protect our data from cybers, right? So it will protect from cyber attacks, and we can using some human ethical hacker systems, you can get our data protected using like firewalls. This is a thing we know about the cyber security. So if you ask a person who is just learning that things, he's finished that things, he's working on different projects, he's going to elaborate complete detailed structure about that, right? So why? What is the reason? How the normal person is just saying about the introduction, what he's going to do, but the person who is just discussing on the complete overview, how he can just saying about it, because he has trained on that, right? He has trained on particular thing, so you can elaborate. You can show you practically how this is going to work, right? So that is a thing. When you train, what are the things you train based on that only? It is going to act like how the human is going to act in that way. The this mission is going to work. So in here we are going to use any missions, physical missions. No. Just we are going to use inbuilt neural network, which will play the key role in a generative AI, which will be faster for computation. So how we have human neural network, in that we have artificial neural network. So that is the thing we call it as artificial intelligence. Okay. So artificially we are going to have the neurons. Using that neurons, it is going to generate new content. Is it clear, guys? I hope the thing is clear. What is generative AI? So you'll see there are the two things. One is generative AI and discriminative AI. So we'll discuss through that thing. What is generative AI? What is discriminative AI? Okay. So what is generative AI? What is discriminative AI? So we'll discuss this. So do you have any idea about deep learning and machine learning? I hope you have, right? So you know them, what is machine learning and what is deep learning. Is that, guys? Yeah, that's good. So this is a where we can differentiate between generative AI and discriminative AI. So what is this discriminative AI? What is this generative AI? So see, the name is suggesting that generative AI means it is going to generate something. It may be different content. What is the content? We don't know, right? So what is the data it is going to generate? It's not a thing. So what is generative means? It is going to generate something based on the data you're going to. So what we generally say, it is a model which is going to generate a content. What type of content? That is based on you. If you train on text, it's going to generate text data. If you train on image, it will generate images. If you train on videos, it will generate videos. Or else if you train on these three, it will generate multiple different types of contents. Right? It will say generate as a multi-model, not single model. We use it to say that is a multi-model which has been trained text, image, audio, video. So if you ask for audio, it is going to generate. If you ask for text, it will generate. So it is working on every platform. So that is the thing we are going to say is a multi-model concept. Okay, we'll discuss that in the upcoming sessions. So now this generative AI is going to generate the new content. So based on the previous data, generate new data instance. So what is this discriminative AI? So why we call it as a discriminative? Discriminative AI is nothing but it is going to classify the things. Means, for example, so you and your friends are playing in a ground. Your friends are playing in a ground. So there is a person who came to you and just going to conduct the tournament here. Just participate in that. So just they have started conducting tournaments like a cricket tournament. So every day just you are going and having the teams and just playing in that tournament. You are participating in that tournament. So one of your friend had a question. This is a rainy season. Okay. So I have a doubt that tomorrow is going to be rain or not. So because we have some matches, so we play or not. So he had doubt. So what he will do, he have collected all the information of last 1 month. Last 1 month he has a data. Like so when you are playing, So when the rain is going, just what is the weather type? So what is the temperature and what is the things, and it will check complete around n number of information, right? It will collect the n number of information like features, means what is the time you are playing, how many number of hours you are playing, and when the daily rain is coming, where is the what is the time of the rainy, and now what is the weather, and is there any like we have at that time any like tufan cyclones we're going to have now, so we have that or not. It will check every of information, and it will he will start building a model. He's going to use some layers and he's going to build some model. He is going to train that model, the model based on the data he had. So what are the data he had, he will train on them. So after training with n number of examples, then the model is going to say that yes, tomorrow you can play. There is no rain is going to come. Why? Because it had some information. Because previous day when it had a rain, so these are the situations. So in that situation, the rain had. Okay, it will check for that. That type of similarity is how many number of times it has been repeated. Okay, this type of format is repeated 100 times. So every 100 times, it had 90 to 92% the rain has been formed. So this is a scenario. So when there is a no rain, what is the temperature? What is the scenario? Okay, this is a scenario. It has been trained 1,000 times. So based on 1,000 times, 900 times the rain not just falling. So this is the model observed, and it will check that what are the things you are going to give. So you need to give that. So today this is the temperature, this is the weather, and there is a no tufan nearby us, no cyclones nearby us. So this is the information. The model will check that when the weather, when it is going to rain. So what is the weather? When there is no rain, what is the weather? So based on that, it will check and it will going to give tomorrow it's going to be rain up. So what we are doing, just we are training the model. The model is learning some patterns. Based on that, it is giving that tomorrow is going to be rain. So here just it is predicting, right? Just it is predicting. It is not creating any new data. Just it is predicting. So this is a thing is going to happen discriminating. It may be a yes or no concept, means like binary, or else it may be like price, like what is the I'm going to expect the new perfume as introduced by one of the company. So what is the price I'm going to expect? You can do a model on that, and it is going to give that the previous company, the company which has introduced the previous, so that is the price range. So it will predict the next bottle price, or else you can work on like stock price prediction. So what is the yesterday's stock price position? Tomorrow what is going to be? Like this, you can do with the prediction model. N number of predictions you can do. So what is the model is going to, you're going to train? What is the output you are going to get? Based on that, we are going to say that it is a discriminative AI or generative AI. You have a question. So why we need to use discriminative? Why don't we use generative for AI for two? Right? It is generating, so it may predict, right? So it may predict. So then why we are going not? So this discriminator AI is going to act as like a generative AI, because it's going to use some more different models to complete that predicted and just see. When you generate a model, if you train the same type of data, it will say that tomorrow is going to be rain or not. But based on that, it is going to generate something content also, right? So if you want to do that, you can use generative, or else you want only the output, you can use discriminative. But whereas training this generative AI need to require huge amount of data, as well as you need big storage servers and everything. But whereas discriminative model, you can focus on only single one thing, so no need to spend on the things. So you can with a simple storage system, you can just create this predictive and discriminative. So what is that is the difference. So for just a simple prediction, if you use generative AI, it's going to make much not that sense, right? So that is the thing between generative AI, discriminative AI. So you can see here. So what are the different models we will use by generative? So it will use GANs. So what is GANs? We'll discuss. Okay, and variational autoencode as VEIS. So we can use VEIS. Okay, and one of the crucial role, one of the key role will play these transformers. Okay, what is this transformers? That we'll discuss. And coming to the discriminative AI, it will use the models like logistic regression, SVM, CNN, linear regression, decision tree classifier. Like it will use a number of models, predictive models, and it is going to predict. Generative AI, we have already discussed. It will generate different type of content. It may be image, it may be video, it may be audio. Okay, creating images, writing text. So this is the thing. This generally generative AI is going to do. And coming to discriminator image recognition. So for example, one of the area there is a thief theft chain. Thief theft chain. So that as a video as recorded in the CCTV. Okay, there is a thief who is he has thefted one chain. Okay, so if he theft the chain, that is a information captured in the CC camera. So you can get the data and you can convert the videos into images. Like you can convert per second. You can make that into 70 images. Like this, you have made that complete video into 1,000 to 20,000 images. So you're going to train the model. So model what will do? It will learn the patterns. It will observe the patterns. And if you ask for what is the position, how the person is going to look like, means if you have any criminal data, you can just pass the data and you can the model is going to suggest that these are the features is going to match with this person. So it's going to help us to reduce the crime rate, right? Because we can find the criminal easily. So if you have, it may get in that criminal data set, we'll get that information and we can find the thief easily. So in that way, this discriminative AI will help, right? I hope this till these things is clear, right? So have a 5 minutes break. We'll continue further. Okay. Okay, guys. Just a break. Have a break. I will continue. Okay, guys. I think you had a break. Okay, just let's continue. I hope the things is clear, right? So what we discussed till now, is it clear? Means you understood what is the difference between discriminative AI and generative AI. So what is generative? Okay, let me know what is generative AI then. Even just let me know what is generative AI. Yes, okay. So what I said, you need to include one word. Just I said that you must need to include this word. So when someone is going to ask what is generative AI, so it going to do one thing. So what is that? So I already specified while telling that. So if you want to explain about generative AI, you need to specify that. So it is going to be clear. I hope that is clear, right? So what is generative AI? Just let me know, guys. Make it fast. What is meant by generative AI? Right now we discussed, right? So what is the one word? Just specify about that. Okay. It is a professional that can generate new databases. That's correct. But the one word you need to include. Okay. It will generate new data. Yes. It will generate a new data. So what type of generate it is? How it is going to generate? Similar to training data. Okay. It is not a ML model. Okay. It is not ML model. Okay. Devansh, right? Okay. To generate new data using large training data set. Okay. Guys, I specified that you need to include this word, means like, yeah, learn patterns, right? Patterns you need to include and similar characteristics. Okay. So it's not going to generate randomly, right? So if you're not going to specify that, it is not going to have any thing. So it's going to generate new data based on similar characteristics. What does it has been trained? So it's going to learn some patterns. Based on that patterns, it's going to generate that type of data. Okay, so that you need to specify while just explaining what is generative AI means. You're going to generate similar characteristics type of data based on trained on previous data. It's going to learn the patterns that in using that patterns it's going to generate, right? So that is about the thing of generative AI. I hope you are clear with the generative AI, so how it is going to work. So be careful while just going the session. I'm going to interrupt. I'm going to ask questions. Okay. Right. So the discriminative AI, it's going to use the data, it's going to learn the patterns, but it is going to predict the data. It may be classify or it may be do the dictation. So I think you know about the data. So what are the different types of data we have? Anyone? What is the what are the different types of data we have? Okay, but see, if you go to machine learning, deep learning, they're going to specify, they're going to separate the data based on some things, right? So what we call that? Text, image, audio, video. Okay, right. Okay, but we are going to specify that structure of data. What we call it as? Okay, try some more. Try to think. What we call? What is the type of data? Okay. In machine learning, deep learning, we are going to use the names as Anyone? Shall I? Yeah, Akshita, she is correct, right? Supervised, unsupervised, and semi-supervised data we are going to use. So it may be machine learning model, it may be generative model, it may be deep learning model. We are going to specify data in the three types, three format. One is supervised, unsupervised, and semi-supervised. So what does this mean by supervised, unsupervised means? If you are going to specify what type of data it is means, then you are going to call it as a supervised. How means, for example, you're training a model. Okay, consider you are training a model. So if you want to train model, you need to pass some data. So these data, what it will do means, if you pass some images, for example, you are training a model which will based on the images, it's going to recognize what type of image means. Okay, for example, you are training a data. So if you specify what type of data, what type of images that is, for example, you are training cat images. Okay, the model is going to understand this is a cat. No, you are going to specify these images are cat images. You are going to specify these images are dog images. So you are specifying that if this is a format, then it is going to call it as a cat. If this is a format, then it is going to call it as a data. So you are labeling, you are passing that information about data, then we call it as a supervised data. Okay. And we are going to train on type of unsupervised the data which are we are not going to specify any of the thing, like it is a not a labeled data, unlabeled data. So using this unlabeled data, the model is going to classify. Okay, the model is going to classify. Yeah, who is that? Ashdeep. So yeah, this is not a ML model, but we are going to use one of the models. How we are going to see in the upcoming sessions. So I have already said that. So this generative AI is going to have some models. We call that is a GANs, variational autoencoders, transformers. So when these models came into the picture, where it has been came into the picture, like using deep learning, right? This deep learning is a think of from machine learning. So machine learning, what type of data it is going to use? It's going to use supervised and unsupervised data. So that is the thing we are going to discuss, and we'll see upcoming sessions. We are going to get to know so why we need to know about this type of data. Okay, don't worry. So we are not going to use, but that is a part of the thing you need to know, right? For example, let me give an example. You are from one of the family, so you need to know about your grandfather, right? So you need to know about your grandfather, and you need to know about what they are doing, means what is the thing from where they have came. So this is information you need to know about them, right? Because you are not going to do anything with that, but you need to know that roots of the tree, right? So that is the thing. Okay. So that is about discriminative AI. So from this discriminative AI, that existing next part is going to the generative AI is a came to the market. So we'll discuss. So how we means while using GANs will use some of the layers from this discriminative AI. Okay, a variational autoencoders that is upgraded from discriminative AI. So that is the thing we need to know about that. Okay, next. So see how this is going to classify discriminate. One more example that is spam and not spam. So spam is nothing but it is a fake or not. Okay. So we are going to say that if we see one mail, so you got that. Oh, you got that one mail. So you got one mail that you received 25 lakhs of cash prize from this show. Okay. Please give your credentials like mail, bank account, then we'll transfer amount to your bank account. So you got this type of mail. So generally seeing that mail, what you say, I haven't registered for any of the competition. So how I got this mail? So this is a fake mail, right? You're going to say. So then how the model will understand this is a fake or a normal mail? So that is the thing we are going to, what we are going to do, we are going to specify some different data. We are going to pass from a different data. Using the data, the model will understand the mail is a spam or not. So we are going to pass some subjects. Okay. So for our fake mails, we are going to pass context in that mail. So we are going to pass from that. It will learn some patterns from fake mail and the real normal mail. So it will learn and it will decide which mail is fake and spam or not. So you can see sometimes which is a real mail, it is going to placed in a spam folder. So sometimes they will, some companies say, so you got offer letter. If not, please check your spam. Means why they are specifying. Sometimes this model may confuse and that will throw into a spam folder. So you need to check. Spam is nothing but it may have some similar type of information like starting from greetings. So you haven't applied to a company, but you got an offer of 25 lakh LPA package. So then you will say that is a spam. So that type of mails is going to push it to the spam. If not spam, you are going to specify this is not spam means then it is going to add to the regular real mails, right? So this is how the discriminative is going to work. So it's going to identify based on some patterns and features. So here patterns and features nothing but we say as a X. Need to say it as a X. X is nothing but it is going to have some features of independent values. Independent values like text, header, who is the sender. So this is the content of the information which is going to carry it from X, and the predicting, which are the things is predicting label we call label of supervised data. We call it as a spam or not. So here binary classification is going to happen. I hope you know about this binary classification. Okay. And the model will learn probability of Y and X, and it will begin the which is going to give the is a spam or not. See here they specify the model does not create a new mails, it's just classify the existing ones. So what are the things we have? Just it is going to classify which is a spam or not. So here we can use predictive models as a discriminative AI. So generative AI, what it will do? So if you want to generate cat images, your task is to generate a cat images, you are going to send a random noise. We call it as seed. Okay. So I'll discuss how this is going to work in a coming of discussing some models. Okay, you'll get to. And random noise and the output image of a cat, So it's going to give Y as an image of cat. Model will learn the probability of distribution of cat images and use the generate new one. See here, we have seen in the previous, the generative AI follow the similar characteristics, right? So we'll see the probability distribution of the cat images. It will learn some patterns that will apply while generating. Okay, the model creates a new images of cats. Okay, so this is the thing is going to happen in generative AI, using generative AI. Characteristics. So what are the different characteristics of generative AI we have? So we'll discuss that. Characteristics. So what are the characteristics? Means some important features things. Learning from data, train on large data sets to learn patterns and distributions, right? So the model need to understand how the data has been distributed. So it need to everything, what are the thing you're going to give, that is going to consider as a numbers, that height need to decide how the numbers has been distributed. So it is a normal distribution or it is using other distributions, it need to know. Okay. So create a new data instance that are not exact copies of training data. So here novelty is nothing but it's not going to copy. It's not going to copy, right? So how generally in the exams we are going to copy from our friends. So it's not going to do that format. What it will do means it will learn. Means while you are copying, what you need to do, you need to read that and you need to do some changes and you need to write in your own way that no one will find them, right? So in that way, generative AI will learn some patterns, it will understand, and it will generate the new data. It will understand the context, it will understand the meaning. For example, your friend are discriminating between one and other one. So what you'll do, you remove that discrimination and you'll make it as a difference between, right? So in that way, you need to change something, right? And coming to the complexity, often involves in complex neural network, as I said, right? So this generative AI is a part of discriminative AI. So we're discussing here neural network. So this neural network, how you going to train in a deep learning using a supervised and unsupervised, right? So that is the thing. So it involves in complex neural network. Neural network will help the model to make the things understand clearly and easily. Because if there is a complex data, it need to learn faster. So using ML, it may become slow. So that is the thing we go for deep learning neural network. Network will learn faster and give the accurate results. Sophisticated means incorporate and randomness to produce a desired output. So they use some randomness, so it will help the model to understand while observing some patterns. It will give the best outputs. Okay. And creativity potential can be used to create tasks such as art, music, writing. in that area, this creative potential is going to be used to generate new things. So we'll discuss in that you're going to get the temperature parameter in generative way. Okay, you're going to get to know temperature. So what this temperature will do means it will help the model to generate the things in a some creative way. So how you increase and decrease the value based on that, the model will increase the creativity. Okay. So that are the different characteristics that generative AI had, and the properties. So what are the different properties of the generative AI? Data distribution learning. So model the underline the probability distribution of training data. So while training, it will decide the probability, how the data has been distributed, what are the things it has, and what is the pattern it is following. So that things is going to observe from the data. Sampling, generate the new data by sampling from the learned distribution. For example, it has been followed some pattern like this is a distributed data. So it will generate the sample thing. So it will generate the sample thing, and from that it will learn how the data has been distributed in the training data. In the same way, it will follow the pattern. The latent space exploration allows the manipulation of and manipulation of within the latent space of control generate output. So what this latent space will do, it will play the key role in generating the data. So what it will do, we'll discuss. Means that data is being stored in a, see, for example, there is an image, it is going to have some features. So how these features will extracted, that will also be discussed, and that information is going to be extracted and pulled and going to be specified in a particular format that is we call it as a latent space. Okay. Conditional generation can generate data conditioned on a specific inputs and constraints. Generate the picture of a cat wearing a hat. So you are specifying a things. I need this one, not a random. Just I'm not asking for generate an image of animal. So if I ask that, you can generate n number of different type of image. You can generate lion, tiger, animal, dog, cat, so whatever maybe. It can generate, but I'm specifying the condition. I need only the cat which was wearing hat. So I'm specifying the condition. Based on that, it is going to be. So these are the properties of generative AI. So coming to this, till now we discussed what is generative, how it is came into the picture, and what is discriminative. So what it will do, what is the difference between discriminative AI and generative. Hope the things is clear, right? Now, so we discuss this generative. Now we'll see how it is going to. Now we'll see how it is going to work. So already we discussed some characteristics. So from that we'll see that this is the thing how high model will do the things. So we'll give the the data. So if you are dealing with the machine learning, if you are dealing with the deep learning, if you are dealing with the generative model, you need to pass the data. What is the format you will pass? Okay, we have just discussed format, like it will give the structured data, it will give the unstructured data. So based on that, the model will learn and will give the output. If you give the good data, the model will give the good results. If you give the noisy data, then model will return the noisy thing. So why it is going to happen? That based on your data. So large data sets of examples. So it may be pass, image, text, audio, video. So based on the data, the model is going to be. Model is going to be trained using neural network. It's learn the underlying patterns and distribution of the data. Yes. The thing is, the main idea, main thing of this models is going to learn patterns, things from data. And latent space creation. The model create compressed representation of data in latent space. Is nothing but, see, this latent space is nothing but if you had an image, that cat is just walking. So that type of image you have. So what it will do, it will take the input. It will take the input of only the cat pixels. Okay, cat. Rest of the part, what is the background you're going to have? It may be walking near a mountain. It may be walking in a park. It may be walking in your house. Okay, that is going to be neglected. Only the cat features is going to be captured. So that we called as a latent space. That we call as important features is going to capture and store. Then we call it as a latent space. Okay. Sampling and generation. The model will sample from the latent space. So it has been generated important features. So we have important features. So what it will do? It will using that features. It will generate new things. It will generate new things. So that is the thing of user. So here coming to the Latin space, it will play the key role like secret sense. Means nothing but Latin space is a multi-dimensional representation of data learned by the model. So this Latin space, what it has been extracted and faced some important features from the image data, text data. So then it is going to be used. Okay, each point of Latin space is corresponding to specific data instance. So each data point. So what are the Latin space data had? That is going to refer to one of the important things. Okay, one of the important things. One of the important things means important. For example, there is a pixel value. So you'll get to know in the upcoming sessions, okay, clearly. So there is a pixel value. If the pixel value is important, then it is going to store in Latin space. If not, then it is going to be neglected. Moving around the Latin space allow the smoothly transition between different data instances. So learning from that Latin space, it model will understand more information because it has only the good data, which is accurate data, which will help the model to learn. So that rate of data is going to be stored in Latin space. Okay. Example. So let's consider an example. Imagine Latin space trained on images of faces. Images of faces. So you're going to get that is how a face is looking. It may be a weird, or it may be a sad. It may be like smiling. So one dimension might represent the face is smiling on. So you are trained the model on these faces, facial expressions. One it is recognizing smiling on. Another dimension might represent male or female. So based on some patterns, it will recognize the male and female. So combining both these, you can do moving along these dimensions of Latin space will be of one space into another. Means nothing but it will merge and it will make that smiling female, not smiling male. It will do that smiling or not smiling, it may be female or male. So in that way, it's going to make the things clear. So the model will do these things, right? So one will do one will give the one feature, other will give other feature. Like this, it is going to have a number of dimensions for right. What are the data you're going to train? Okay. So and how the Latin space will play the key role in generating data, understanding the model. The probability distribution also will do the same thing. So generative AI model learn the probability distribution of training data. Means it is going to train on the data how it has been trained. So how was the data is. Okay. So based on that, it will learn. This distribution describes how likely different data instances are because it need to know, right? So if there is a pixel value is quite different between one pixel and another pixel, it need to know how it is distributed, how the data point has been came here. Means it may be a color, it may be a distance, it may be a pattern it is following. So in that way, data is going to be placed in any of the image or text data. So based on that only, it will learn that how the data is being placed. So based on that only, it will understand. Okay. The model uses a distribution to generate new data that similarly of the training data. The model uses the distribution to generate the new data that's similar to the training data. Means like similar characteristics it is going to. Consider data set of height in adults. Generative model can estimate the distribution of height and use to generate new samples. For example, you just gone through the of a school, okay? Just you want to know the ninth class student height. Ninth class student height. You can based on that school heights, you can just visualize the complete entire state heights on different schools. Okay, this is your task. So what we'll do is just go for a school and just collect the data of students. You will collect the ninth standard students heights. Okay, male and female you will collect. So what you'll do, you'll have just 500 students data right now. So you want to train a model. So you want to train a model, but the model need to understand first data. Means it need to have higher amount of data. It need to have higher amount of in that 150 numbers of females and remaining 350 are males. So there is a no data balance. So if the model learns what it will do, it will say based on the what are the data it had only higher information about boys, not for the girls, right? So it will learn more from boys and it will neglect the girls, right? So for that, you need to use another model. You need to use another model. What this model will do, using the what are the data you have 500 samples, that will be trained to the model. model will learn some patterns. Means you need to use simple model, okay, that will learn and it will generate the new unique data. Okay, how similarly the data is looking like. In that way, it will generate the new samples. So now the data 500 samples is going to become 10,000 samples. Using that 10,000 samples, you can train a best model and you can estimate the people height based on the standards, class standards, right? So in that way, this probability distribution helps the model to understand. So neural network. Neural network is the most common architecture used in generative AI. Okay, I think that you know about the neural network. Neural network are the most common architecture used in generative AI. The network learns to map data and from the latent space. So it will learn from the map data and the latent space. Okay, so that is a neural network. So we'll discuss what is neural network, how it is going to play the role in generative AI. Okay. So it had different models. The generative AI had different models. So we have some models in machine learning, right? Some predictive models, as well as we have in the deep learning, we have some models which is going to predict the something, as well as how the machine learning deep learning generative AI had some models which is going to generate data. So in that it has GANs. I said that what is GANs we'll discuss, right? GANs is nothing but generative adversarial networks. So it has two networks, one is generator and discriminator. Based on that, this model will work. Okay. So it has huge n number of architectures, n number of models in that. Okay. So I'll discuss what is generative AI after this session. Coming to the variational autoencoders, VAEs. Okay, so that is the thing, variational autoencoders. So it is one of the generative model which is encode data into latent space. That latent space is going to be decoded by another thing. So this is the thing how variational autoencoders work. And transformers. So what these transformers generally will do, use attention-based models. It will use the attention-based models, particularly effect on text. So mainly use it for text-based models. It will mainly go through the text models. Okay, and diffusion model gradually add noise to the data and then learn reverse process generate the new data. Okay, these are the model mainly focus on image data to generate image data. Okay, guys. So these are the things of different models which we have in generative AI. Okay. So a translation path is nothing but how this generative AI is going to adapt. Acceptance means that improving the awareness in education systems like always increase the chance of acceptance and adoption of generative. So it will help in education system. How if you had any doubts, if you want to solve any question, so you want to learn more thing about a particular topic, this generative AI will help you like a tutor and trainer, right? So you can use and learn a lot of things using this generative AI. So it will easily adapt by the students in their education system. Data and resources. So appropriate preparations of data and resources required for effective for using generative AI. So it will help to about the data cleaning all this process and collecting data. It will help in different formats to build a best generative AI. You can use generatives to do this task, right? Technical integration, effective integration involves an understanding and organizing needs of infrastructure. So you want to build something in your company or else things, it will help you in a different formats and different ways how you integrate with that and how you can work. Okay, so it is like a your personal assistant. It will act as like personal assistant based on your preferred role. It may be a support team, it may be your PA, it may be a guider. So you can use this model in a number of formats. Governance is nothing but is need to follow. While if you build or if you're using any of the pre-trained model, you need to check that it is following the terms and conditions or not. It may be the company terms and conditions and the human rights and governance rules and regulations. It need to follow. If you are using or it is a pre-trained, the model need to follow these things because it is like it is going to protect from a model. Sometimes the model is not going to behave in a way. So if you ask for links like data, some small, like for example, stock price, so it may be give the unwanted data which is not required, it may generate. So, and if we are going to give you a root format, if you ask in a format, it is going to generate in root format. So that model, it should not follow that, because it need to give in a polite and formal way how the human is going to understand. In that way, it need to follow. So it need to follow the terms and conditions of company or rules. That is the important thing. So that is the thing, guys, about generative AI. So I discussed overview of complete things about generative AI. I hope you today you understood, you learned something new, that what is the difference between generative and this with AI, and what is the rules and regulations, how it is going to work. I think you got somewhat clarity. Yes, isn't it? So if not, just let me know. So I'll just will discuss furthermore. Okay. So in our upcoming sessions, I'll just let you know that how these models, GANs, various models will work. We'll discuss in the upcoming sessions. I hope the things is clear, right? So if you have any doubts or queries, just please let me know. In the upcoming sessions, you're going to know that how these generative models will work. Till now we discussed, right, model and what is generative AI. In the upcoming sessions, you'll get to know how this models is going to work. What are the different models we have? Okay, we'll discuss every model. In self-based, you are facing issue. So where you are facing, like what are the labs you are working on? Vivek, please let me know in detail about that. So Tumas self-based, go with the labs. I think you are assigned with the Google Cloud Labs, right? You are working on beginner level or advanced level. So in the first lab and the last lab, in the beginner level, you are not able to access the lab, right? I think so. It was a last lab, isn't it? So you're facing issue with the last lab. See, nothing to do. So what they are saying, the what is the main theme of this means, I'll just give an overview. So they have a model, okay, generative model, which was introduced by Google, was Gemini. Okay. So what you are going to learn this from these labs means, so if you are a cloud, if you are a cloud user, okay, if you are as a cloud user, for example, you are building an application, you are building an application, like you are using Google Cloud. I think you know what is cloud, right? So what this way clouds will provide you, it will give some complete infrastructure. You can build your own applications, and you can use storages, you can use servers, and you can build your own application. So go with that videos. What are the lab you have in the labs? Just go with that. So in each lab, you're going to have some what we say that Jupyter labs. Okay, go and run each cell. So by running that cell, you'll understand how this Gemini is helping to do task easier. Means, so you're going to integrate one model. You're going to integrate one model. This model will help you to finish some task. Like if you give an image, it will analyze the image and it will give the information about that image. If you give a prompt, it's going to give the text. That you are working with the labs. You're going to understand through the using that labs. Okay, how to get Gemini, how to get API key. Okay, how to access these things. You're going to get to know in first beginner level. In the beginner level, you'll understand the what is LLM. Okay, what is generative AI, what is responsible AI. Okay, you'll understand these concepts and you'll get to know how to work with the each lab. So you'll understand how what is prompting and how the vertex AI. So in Google Cloud, they have vertex AI, ML means it is a model which will help you to build any type of model. It may be predictive model you can build. You can build generative AI model. So this Vertex AI will help you. Okay, go to that labs and follow the video and follow the instructions. You have the task. No, hit on start lab. After that, you're going to have the task. So finish one by one task. Okay, finish one by one task by one task. Okay, so you'll understand. Okay, this is the error. So if you face any unexpected saving file, okay, check with the internet, guys. That is the issue with the internet. So if you are getting any error, go with the internet. If not resolved, just you're going to have the help section on top of it. That is issue from cloud. Okay. So if you are facing that error, that is the issue from the cloud. So cloud, go to cloud. Means like top of that, you're going to have the help section. So they're going to have go with the email. They're going to provide a support through the email. Just mail them. I'm facing the issue with this lab. So this is my credentials. Just send this screenshot. They're going to contact you by through the mail again. In the last lab, if you're facing in the beginner level, that is the thing. They are in the developing stage. Okay, they are updating something. Previously, it's worked, but right now they are saying that it is not working. That is the issue from cloud. Okay, wait until the thing they're going to give the notification for when it is done with the updation. It is going to update it. If that lab is updated, they're going to implement through the notification or mails. Okay, that is the issue from cloud side. No need to worry about that. Go with the intermediate labs. If you are done with the beginner, go with the intermediate labs. Already I have said that how to fill the form. So fill a form, you're going to get the credits. Use that credits to do intermediate and advanced labs. Okay. I hope the things is clear. Don't use Google Cloud. Use Skill Boost. If you go to cloud, then they're going. You need to pay. Don't use Google Cloud. Use Google Cloud Skill Boost account. You need to register on Skill Boost. Wait, if you haven't get the credits, you need to fill the form. If you are done with the filling the form in the right format, means you need to give the correct URL, public URL. Okay, we are already shown in the AMA session. Okay, I think hope the thing is clear. So if you fill in that right format, it will take 2-3 days times, and you will get one acceptance to your Skill Boost account. If you accept, then you are going to add. You are going to get the credits. Okay, if you fill the form, then no need to worry. In 2-3 days, you're going to get the access. Meanwhile, you have 35 credits, so you can use that credits and you can finish as many as your labs. Okay. Okay, Akshita, do one thing. Just go to Skill Boost, and on the top of that, you have the path. Okay, click on the path. You'll get to know Introduction to Generative AI Beginner Learning Path. So this is a course name. So go there and just click on that. You're going to have the 5 videos like Introduction to Generative AI, Introduction to LLM, Introduction to Responsibility. In that, I think fourth course, you're going to have the 4 labs. So try to finish that labs. Shared in a group. Okay, try to share it once again. Okay. 3, yeah, the 3, fourth one is getting issues. Okay, that is from the issue from the cloud. Okay, don't worry. Links, I don't know that. I'll inform what is the last date of doing these labs. Okay, try to finish as soon as possible. I'll inform. Okay, in upcoming sessions, I'll let you know. Okay, what is the last time and all the things. Navya, I didn't get. Yeah, that is a path, Navya, but in that you are going to have the beginner level for generative AI. And for intermediate, you are going to have the intermediate for generative AI learning path. And third one is advanced generative AI learning path. So you need to finish these three courses in self-paced. We'll share the form link, okay guys, don't worry. Just left side, you are going to have the name of the lab file, okay? When you open the Jupyter lab notebook, you're going to have the name of that file. Okay, click on that, double click on that. It will file open in the right side. So you can scroll down, you're going to have the lab, means like cell by cell, how you run Jupyter notebook. In that, the same way it is going to have. You need to run every cell. Learn that what they are saying about the cell, okay? We'll share it in the group, guys, okay? I hope that. So guys, if you join through the Zoho with your mail, then automatically your attendance is going to be carried. Okay, don't worry about that. You need to join through your mail. The mail is registered. So based on that, you're going to give your attendance. So if you are facing that there is a no file form, please raise a mail on to the cloud, because we are facing that issue from the cloud. Okay. So just raise a question mark. You're going to have the top of that lab. You're going to have the question mark symbol. Click on that. You're going to have the help through the support through the mail. Just mail them about the issue with a screenshot. Okay, they're going to resolve. So you're going to have the recording sessions. If you miss that, you're going to have the recording session. We're going to share. Don't worry about that. We already shared in the group, guys, the form about credits. Don't worry. If you haven't filled, just go search in the group. If not, we're going to share once again. So yes, we need to join with the name. Okay, you are going to have your mail now. So using that mail, you're going to. Yes, if you get this type of errors that so lab resources was just we are provisioning the means they're just making all the things ready for your lab. So you need to wait and it is going to start. But make sure that if you open the lab alternately one by one, you're going to get this type of error. So make sure that make some time and use your personal internet. If you use your college or Wi-Fi, it may get issues. Okay, use your personal internet and as well as just open it in the incognito mode. Okay, don't open it in manual. So labs while you're working, go with the incognito mode. It will work. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. So already I said that about link. What is the link you need to submit in the Google form? In the last previous conversation we discussed. If not, just we are going to share the videos of previous sessions. Go and watch the session and you'll get to know what is the link you need to submit. Okay. In skill boost, I'm just giving that. What is the link, profile link, like public profile link? What is the link you need to share in the form means go to skill boost. In that, you're going to have your account name now, like mail ID. Click on that. So you'll open that settings option. Go to settings option. So you'll find that you're going to have some scroll down. You're going to have your public URL. Just give the check mark there and hit on submit. So if you do that, we'll get your public URL there itself. Just copy that and paste it in a Google form. You can use your mail. So what is the mail you're using for Smart Bridge? You can use that mail. So wait, it will take 2-3 days time to give the Google going to give the access for you. Okay, we are going to send that your credential to the Google. Google going to issue that. Okay, so that is the thing you need to wait for. Go to Google Skill Boost, Google Cloud Skill Boost. There, create your account using sign in option or join option. You're going to have click on that, sign in with that. So you're going to have get option join. Click on join. So give the information, required information. Then your account is going to be created. So based on the lab, you need to do. This is a dashboard of Google Cloud. So what is the task they have said? Follow that. In the lab, you're going to have the task 1, task 2, task 3, right? So go with that. So I hope the things is clear. So if you have any queries or issues, just post it in the group. We are going to resolve it. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day. We'll meet in the next session, guys. Welcome. Thank you, everyone. Meet in the next session.